Hello there, folks, and welcome to a new Let's Play. I am LockeLackey, and today I'm going to be playing an indie title by the name of 3/4 Home. This is the Xbox One version, folks. Actually, the developers of this game, Bracket Games, as you just saw, they were kind enough to actually give me a free download code for this game to play on the Xbox One for you guys. So I'm very happily going to be doing that right now. Thank you very much for doing that, developers. I really appreciate it. Let's start a new game. And are we going to start from the top? We are indeed going to start from the top. And we want to play main game, and the wind will lift away our rot. And then, I suppose we'll do the epilogue after, right? That seems logical, doesn't it? Yeah, so I thought it was really great of the developers to give me a copy of this. I really appreciate that. She found a guitar pick on the side of the road. Interesting. And we're loading. I'm very excited. It seems like such a unique premise for this game, folks. I really hope you guys enjoy it. I'm experiencing this for the very first time, so we're gonna learn everything together. 3/4 it says up there. And we're in Nebraska, folks. How about that? Let's get stuck in, as Necroscope86 would say. Oh. Okay. Cornfield. Nope. We're getting a call. You can hear it. Drive. Ooh, that's cool. Hello? Kelly, where are you? Oop. Music. I'm on my way home. From where? Where did you go? I just took a drive. In this weather? Why? I just felt like it. Christ, Kelly, you could have at least told someone you were heading out. Sorry, I'll let you guys know next time. You better. I was worried sick for a minute there. Like I said, I'm sorry. I know you're used to living on your own, but now that you're back home, you have to let us know if you're going to be gone. Jeez. Mom, I'm not a kid. Yeah, let's say that. You may be 23, but house rules still apply. I just want you to be considerate. I'm 24, Mom. Shoot, that just makes me feel old. But it doesn't matter. The rules are still the same. So, where are you? The McCarthy's Fields, I think. Way out by the power station? Yeah, I can see it from there. Oh, that's cool. It's going by in the background. You're a good 20 miles out then. You okay on gas? Okay, so that's kind of cool. We can kind of choose the situation that we're actually in. Let's go... Oh, listen to that storm, folks. That's incredible. I got half a tank. That should be enough. Unless that sensor is acting up again. Here's hoping. Well, I'm not driving out there to save your ass if it runs dry. Not in this weather. Thanks, Mom. Hopefully you don't have to. What were you thinking driving in this weather anyway? It seemed fine when I left. How long did you leave? How long ago did you leave? The clouds rolled in hours ago. This morning. It must have been early. Your dad didn't even hear you leave, and he was up by 5, I'm sure. I didn't see him. I didn't see him. Did you even sleep? A bit. Probably more than your dad did. He's up to the middle of the night, but he still gets up every day like he's got to work. That routine is good for him, Mom. Ooh. He just spends the whole day elbow deep in the dirt in that garden, but he can't grow a damn thing, bless his heart. Oh, thunder. I heard he had a few tomatoes. Ha, I bet he told you that. It's 2 tomatoes. He's out there right now trying to cover them up from the rain. Why? Hell if I know. I've never heard of protecting a plant from the rain. That's weird. Is he drunk? That's weird. You're telling me. It'll be a miracle if he doesn't fall flat on his ass trying to walk out in the mud with those crutches. Oh, Dad's had an accident. That's sad. Take a picture if he falls. That's just mean, Kelly. Come on. How's his leg today? Yeah, he said it was hurting him earlier, before the storms hit. How bad? Just a second, I'll check the trash. Check the trash? Okay. 5 beers bad. Oh, he's been drinking away his pain. Don't police him, Mom. Or yikes. Yikes! I don't understand it, really. How someone's leg can hurt when there's, well, no leg, but I'm no doctor. Oh, jeez, he lost the leg. It's called Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid 5. I know what it's called. I've been to all the appointments with him out in Omaha. Has he been lately? No. It's your father we're talking about. He's as stubborn as you are. What is it he said the last time I asked? They can't grow it back. What's the point of getting poked at again? He needs to keep up with his appointments, Mom. You tell him that. He stopped listening to me about it a while ago. I will. Dagnabbit. Maybe he'll actually listen to you. He's been better since you came home, you know? His spirits have been picked up. I'm glad something good came out of all of this. What's different about today? What's different about today? It's probably the weather. We haven't had a storm like this all year, so I think it just hit him hard. Radio. Does he ever talk about it? What, the accident? Or the pain? The accident. No, we don't talk about it. One of his coworkers came by to visit last week, and your dad wouldn't even come downstairs to talk to him. Well, he should talk to someone about it. His doctor told him he should see a therapist, that he might have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, folks. You can imagine how well that went over with your dad. Not great. His pride's been hurt enough. He isn't going to go see a therapist. It could really help him. It could. Believe me, I know. You'd think with how many times we'd had to take Ben to see them, he'd come down off his high horse. But no. There's no talking him into it? You can try. By the way, how'd the interview go? The one your dad set up for you? It went okay, I guess. Just okay. No, it went well. Excellent. Think you got the job done? Power lines, folks. They offered it to me on the spot. Hey, we're out of the cornfield, folks. That's neat. For better or worse. Oh, we can zoom in. That's neat. Can we stop driving? We indeed can. And then the rain stops. That's really cool. Anyway, they offered it to me on the spot. I'm not surprised. You've always been good at interviews. I think it was... the guy seemed to like me, at least. Was it Hank that interviewed you? He's known you since you were little. I don't remember his name. It was probably Hank, but I guess I really don't know who does the hiring nowadays. It doesn't matter, though. Are you going to take the job? Maybe. I hope you do. Oh, cornfield. There aren't a whole lot of places around that are hiring. What about the shop? I'm only getting a couple days a week. A couple days there a week, tops. People around here aren't all too keen to spend money to get a haircut for their dogs. It's madness. I would be all over that. Radio off for a bit. But there are a lot of dogs in this town. And a lot of poor folks with better things to spend their money on. We're not the only family that's hurting. Oh. I wish it didn't have to be this way. Me too, Kelly. Where's Dad? I don't want to say this is depressing, though it kind of sounds that way. Where's Dad? I thought I heard him come in a minute ago. Lord, where did he get off to? Send a search party. Just a second, I'm going to look for him. Okay. David? Hello? David? This is Dad. Oh no, this is Ben. Mom, why are you yelling? I'm looking for your dad. Have you seen him? He's upstairs. He was covered in mud. Are you mad at him? There's a barn. No, honey, I'm not mad at him. What's he doing up there? Are you mad because he got mud on the carpet? He what? Ah, Jesus, what was he thinking? You only say that when you're mad. He's taking a shower. Okay, you're right. I'm mad now, but not at you. Good, I didn't get mud on the floor. If I got mud on the floor, would you be mad at me? That depends. Don't do it and we won't have to find out. That's a mom response. I wasn't going to. Who are you talking to? Your sister. Do you want to talk to her? No, there's a tornado watch. I'm going to watch the news. Thanks, kid. Are you sure? Yes, someone needs to watch the news just in case. Where is Kelly? She should be somewhere with a basement. Is she somewhere with a basement? She's on her way home. Yeah. Tell her she should drive fast, but not too fast. Getting in a car wreck would be bad too. Not as bad as a tornado, but still very bad. Why don't you tell her? I'm going to watch the news. Someone needs to watch the news. If you say so, Ben, keep me updated. Oh, did you hear that lightning and thunder? Or did you hear the thunder, I suppose? Did you catch all that? Yeah. Ben's still yelling at me to tell you to drive faster. But not too fast? Your dad tracked mud all the way up the stairs. Christ almighty, I'm not cleaning this up. He could do it himself. It could set in if you wait. I'll let you clean it then. Never mind. So how's Ben doing? Oh, he gets it. Oh, you know how he gets when it storms. He's been talking about how it wasn't in the forecast. When he hasn't been locked in his room, I mean. What was he doing in there? Writing, I think. It's all he seems to do lately. You sure that's all he was doing? It's weird. What was he writing? I don't know. He never lets me read any of it. But it's been good for him. He's been focused like I haven't seen him in a long time. Usually he'll focus on something really intensely for a little bit. But he gets frustrated so easily and gets so aimless, like with the guitar. He was so into that when you lived here, but once you were gone, he just stopped caring about pretty much everything. He's not playing anymore? No. Oh god, the storm, folks. No, he stopped maybe a month after you left for school. He didn't really have anything to focus on after that. It was even worse after we pulled him out of school until he picked up writing last winter. It's been a blessing. Wow. How did I not know that? Guess you didn't ask, or haven't really paid much attention. I found this guitar pick. Yeah? I was gonna give it to him. You could still try to. I just sort of figured he'd still be into it. You were really out of touch there for a while, Kelly. Months without calling will do that. I didn't realize... Wait, here's your father. David, what the hell are you doing out there? I told you I was covering my tomatoes. This storm's a bad one. I didn't want them to get beat up. I've never heard of anyone doing that, David. Well, Nora, just because you haven't heard of it doesn't mean that it's not a smart thing to do. You tracked mud all over the carpet, too. Look at that. God damn it, I'll clean it up. Sorry. Dad, you said a bad word. Mom, he's not allowed to say that. If I'm not allowed to say it, he's not allowed to say it. Sorry, bud, you're right. I'll put $1 in the jar. That's $27. I get to buy a game when it's $50. That's what you said. Kid's got the right idea. That's the deal. Sometimes I wonder if you do that on purpose. I'll never tell. Who's on the phone? It's your daughter. That's so. Where is the girl? Here, you talk to her. I'm done playing go-between. Don't you want me to clean this up? Just take the phone. Yes, darling. Ah, shut up. Miss Kelly! Hey, Dad! Where the hell are you? On my way home. Yeah? Where from? I went to the old barn. My parents' place? Yep. How'd it look? I haven't been out there since the accident. Still standing. Won't be surprised if this storm knocks it down. Place was leaning half over last time I saw it. I could take you out there. Nah, I don't want to see it like that. I didn't think you would. Ah, hell, this leg. Did Ben hear you that time? No, ma'am. I better watch it, though. He's in one of his moods. From the storm? That and everything else that's been going on. You know how irritable he gets when he's wound up. You should probably tread lightly. Is he still seeing Dr. Patterson? Oh, no. There was, what do you call it? An incident. Shit. Yep. Apparently, and this is according to Ben, Dr. Patterson was talking to him like he was crazy and dumb. So Ben, lashed out. He hit him? No. He sent a letter. A letter? Yeah, to the Department of Health and Human Services. He didn't. He sure did. Wrote that Dr. Patterson was unfit for his career and should have his physician's license revoked. Radio off for now. Oh my god. Needless to say, we decided to find Ben a new specialist. That's probably smart. We found him a new one out in Omaha. But that's a 4-hour round trip and your mom just hasn't had the time for it. Why can't you take him? Lost my driving leg, remember? Oh, right. Sorry. Ah, this damn leg. It hurt us talking about it and it's even more pissed. Are you taking anything for it? No pain meds. Anything else? A drink now. What is with the music? A drink now and then helps. You sure that's the best way, Pops? It's the way that best helps me. Dad, there has to be something else. Would you rather I be hopped up on some prescription junkie pill? No, but that's beside the point. Well, if you have a point, out with it. You shouldn't be drinking like that. You're right, I shouldn't. But you know what? It helps. Oh, that storm. Nothing else helps. Do you know what it's like to not be whole, but to hurt like you still are? Yeah, I kind of do. That's different. You know that's different. But I can understand. I know you try. Hell, maybe you do know, but listen, this isn't the time for this conversation, okay? Not over the phone, not when you're driving in this weather. We can talk about all of this later. Promise? I promise, baby girl. Okay. So, what were you up to at my parents' place? I just wanted to see it. Feeling nostalgic? A little. I miss them too. I found this guitar pick on the road by the barn. Oh yeah? It has these 2 holes punched in it. Like it was some kind of necklace? Now that you say that, yeah. Huh. That's odd. You're the only person I know. You're the only person who I ever know. Sorry. You're the only person who I know ever played. I guess Ben isn't anymore? Not anymore, no. You might try to get him back into it, though. This writing thing probably won't keep him occupied forever. Maybe I'll try. I tried to get him to garden with me. That didn't go so well. What was it he said? I can buy a tomato from the store. Why wait 6 months if I want a tomato? He's got a point? Sure, but he's also missing the point of gardening. The feeling of getting your hands dirty. Of watching something grow and being able to say you played a part. What, like children? You're not so off the mark. Maybe you should try it. About those plants. What about them? What were you doing out in the rain? I was covering up the tomatoes. What? Why? To protect them from the storm. I don't think people do that. Sure they do. A storm like this, we could have some nasty wind and hail. Take the tomatoes right off the vine or bruise them up. That happens. Next thing you know, they'll rot off the vine. I guess that makes sense. See? Always doubting your old man. I may be a bit of a fool, but there's a process to it all. If you say so, Dad. Doubt all you want, it's the truth. Oh, hey, Ben. The meteorologist said that there have been funnel cloud sightings in the county. Kelly needs to get home. Is she driving fast enough? Why don't you ask her? I need to keep watching. Tell her she should drive faster. You got it, bud. Ben's getting worried. Are you making good time? I think so. I'm by the high school. You've still got a ways to go then. Don't be reckless. But you ought to beat Cheeks. The storm could get nasty. There's the high school, folks. I'll get there when I get there. As long as you're being safe. So what happened to the school? What about it? Since when did it have a second floor? A couple years back, I guess. It looks completely different. It's mostly empty from what I hear. There's nowhere near enough kids to fill up the classrooms. How could they afford that? Some sort of grant from the state. The wrestling teams won a couple of big championships, so I guess our little corner is starting to get some attention. It seems... I guess that makes sense. It was a waste of money, if you ask me. Spending so much on a high school with barely 200 kids. I love this music, by the way, folks. I love it with the mixture of the storm. It sounds fantastic. Investing in our future. Not the future of this place. Most of them are like you, run off as soon as they graduate. Some of us come back. And last I heard, you weren't looking to stick around any longer than you have to. It reminds me, did you ever get back with your pal from high school? Eric or something, wasn't it? Not yet. It's not like you to forget something like that. I really did just forget. Or let's say it's complicated. Can't be all that complicated. He's a friend. You should give him a ring. It's kind of about Jesse. Who's Jesse? I want to know. Oh, now. What does that have to do with anything? We were all friends in high school. Eric really liked Jesse, or Eric always hated Jesse. Eric really liked Jesse. Tell him what Jesse did. I bet that'll change his mind. Problem solved. He'll probably think the whole thing was my fault. It wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it was. I know it wasn't, but... ... Never mind, you're right. That's what I like to hear. It's refreshing hearing those words. She said you were right, didn't she? She did, and I am. Uh-huh. Oh, don't give me that look. What look? That one right there. David, you're imagining things. Why are you fighting? We're not. I was just going into the living room to watch the news. Come on! Okay, they're showing funnel clouds a few miles. Kelly, you know the look I'm talking about, don't you? That glare? You do it too, you know. I know it. See? I'm not crazy. Not crazy. Maybe a bit of a drunk. That would be kind of mean. About what we were talking about earlier. Here we go again. I'm only worried. Are those the tornado sirens? Oh, I can hear that too, folks. It also reminds me of Silent Hill, unfortunately. I can hear them too. A tornado! They're showing it on the news! Okay, Ben, you know the drill. Downstairs. I want to watch it on the news. Benjamin, now! Most tornadoes only stay on the ground for a few minutes and travel less than 10 miles. This one is 12 miles away. Ben, now. Hey, I'm gonna let you go, okay? Is it near me? No, it's east of here. You should be fine. Okay, you guys be safe. We will. I'll see. Don't you dare let her off that phone, David. She needs to pay attention to the road. Nora, I'm hanging up. Oh, she needs to pay attention to the road, Nora. I'm hanging up. Like hell you are. You keep her on that goddamn phone. I'll listen to her getting sucked up into a tornado before I have to sit around and just worry about it. There would be so much debris that her phone would be destroyed before you could hear her get sucked into the tornado. Also, you have to put $2 in the jar. She could get in a wreck, especially with this wind. You would probably be able to hear her get in a wreck, unless the phone got thrown from the car or if it was crushed. God, Ben, be nice. Okay, bud, enough of that. You're going to give your mother a heart attack. Ask her if she can see anything. Christ, Nora. Here, you ask her. Talk to your mother, Kelly. Okay. Kelly, can you see anything out there? Just rain. No hail? Nope, just rain. The tornado was east of here. If Kelly went to Grandpa's house, she's northwest of here. She wouldn't see a tornado unless there was another one, which is very possible. I just wanted to make sure, Ben. If Kelly gets sucked into a tornado or gets in a car wreck, can I have her computer? Benjamin. Benjamin, thank you. She won't need it. If she's not using it, no one will be. It wouldn't be fair if I couldn't have it. Oh, this siren's ominous. Okay, bud, I think that's fair. If Kelly gets sucked into a tornado, I'm sure she'd be okay with letting you have her computer. What about her room? Please, Ben, that's enough. I tell you what, we'll leave her room on the table. You never know, we could get some damage here in her, we could get some damage here, and her room might have a giant hole in the ceiling. If I were you, I'd wait to see on that investment. Alright, that's a good point. Your brother, sometimes. God bless him. Let me talk to him. You sure about that? Yeah. Okay, you asked for it. Ben, here, talk to your sister. I don't want to. Ben, you can ask her about that computer. Let me have the phone. Dad says I can have your computer if you crash or get sucked into a tornado. Hello to you too, Ben. He also said that I might be able to have your room, but I'm holding off to see if it's more damaged than mine after the storm before I commit. That's smart of you. I'm not dumb, so you shouldn't be surprised. Are you surprised? Not even a bit. You shouldn't be surprised. I'm not dumb. No, you're not. Mom and Dad are arguing in the corner. They don't think I can hear them. What are they arguing about? Mom thinks we should be in the storage room on the east side of the house because she says it's further underground. Is it? No. One of the walls is only halfway covered. She's also afraid that the water heater in here could explode. If that happens, we'd be killed even if we were in the other room. We'd burn to death. So you guys are in the safest room? We are least likely to be killed by a tornado if we are in this room, but there's no guarantee in either room. Tornadoes and debris are unpredictable. Sounds like you've thought this out. It's just common sense. Are you scared? Yes. Anything I can do to help? How? We can just talk. What about? You've been writing a lot lately, haven't you? Yes. Do you want to read me one of your stories? ... Like how we used to tell stories to each other? All of my stories are upstairs. It would be dangerous to go upstairs during a tornado warning. I didn't think about that. I wrote one today. I could tell it to you. You remember the whole thing? Yes, I have an excellent memory. That's right. Are you ready? I'm ready. A village sat in a wide valley cut high in the mountains. It was a place of plenty, a gash of green in the otherwise cold slate rising above on all sides. Those living in the village called the place View, though those who lived higher in the mountains, mining for precious glints of yellow and blue, called it the Trough. Ooh, the siren's going down, folks. Let's go back to music. Those in the valley treated this name as an insult, for they thought it was a name unfit for their fair village. The people of View, or the Trough, had lived there for centuries. They were mostly farmers, though a fair number of merchants made a home in the valley for most of the year, save for the month when they would venture upward into the mining towns to sell the harvest bounty at a premium. They would return home with bags filled with chips of yellow and blue tied to their fine leather belts, clinking brightly with the wealth. The next year, they would trade half of their shining flints to the farmers for a share of the harvest that they would, in turn, cart up to the mining villages yet again. Food flowed up and outward from the valley, and the yellow and blue would trickle down, gathering in the valley like a collection basin. This continued for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. Dozens of generations of farmer fathers and merchant sons were born, grew wealthier, and were buried beneath the plush pasture of the valley. until the beast descended. The mining folk in the higher reaches of the mountains had passed tales of the beast around for so long as their history stretched. At the highest peak of the northernmost mountain, they said, lived the beast. It watched in all directions through slit eyes, biding its time until it would enact a calamity. It was a nightmare of immense and terrible power. The miners would whisper, a thing of abject cruelty. But it was also a patient creature. It waited until it felt ready to unleash such cruelty and malice that its ravenous hunger for chaos would be sated. Some believed it waited until enough infants cried out with newborn wails to descend from its perch and devour each and every last babe. Coffee break. Hold that thought, Rain. Okay, let's continue. Others believed it was simply waiting until an age of plenty before cascading down an era of sickness and madness, of fire and char and blood upon all those it peered upon from the mountaintop. Dark. And one day, after hundreds of generations of farmers and traders had lived and died in the valley, it appeared in view. The beast had risen in the trough. It appeared without warning, with neither sound nor fury. It was simply there. Curled atop 4 legs, steaming breath rising from a black maw, leathery wings folded on its hulking shape, it towered over the center of the village, ominously silent. It did not move. It did not even seem to be living, save for the seeping steam billowing from its slime-slicked snout. The village's warriors were called to arms, the ceremonial horn echoing off the walls of the valley, aching toward a pregnant silence. After a moment stretched thin, they rushed toward the beast, their spears angled at its massive form. The rest of the village watched from the safety of embroidered drapery as the spears glinted against the beast's hide, the honed blades shattering like glass. The warriors fell to the earth, crying out while their arms, as splintered as their spears, hung lifeless by their sides. The beast did not stir. The village's warriors were buried the next morning, having perished during the night. Those who tended to their wounds would later claim their eyes turned black, as if their light was leached from within. The people of View, or the Trough, gathered to discuss what was to be done. The beast slumbered. But for how long? Why did it sleep? And perhaps most worryingly of all, how had it arrived in their valley? Not a soul had seen its arrival. It was almost as if the thing had simply materialized in the center of the village, or some proposed it had emerged from the earth itself. But if that were the case, how had the soil, their valuable, rich, rare earth, the source of their plenty and their affluence, birthed such a terrible creature? They debated for a long time on what they should do. As the weeks passed, they began to forget that they had a choice. Trapped by the gravity of their indecision, they remained in the valley. The creature slept, and the creature breathed. With each breath, its skin rolled, animating the thorny black scales into a roiling obsidian briar. But it did not rouse. It did not move. It did not rain terror from the skies, nor did it consume children by the score. It slept. The farmers continued to tend their land. The merchants made their yearly trek up the treacherous trails to collect what little chips of wealth the miners had collected in exchange for the farmers' yield. Year after year, however, there seemed to be a little less. A little less harvest, a little less yellow and blue passed around in the snowy alcoves carved from unforgiving rock, a little less green in the valley, a little less light. This continued for 20 years until the day it began to rain. The people of View, or the Trough, watched the clouds roll in, not from the south, whence the clouds usually arrived, laden with water from a faraway sea, but from the north, where there was but ice and stone and mountain. The rain draped the valley in a dampness that did not relent, but instead crept into every corner. The mountains themselves seemed to sweat and pour water into the valley. The water carried with it a quiet rot. The first harvest after the rains began produced a meager crop, and what little could be gathered was black with mold before the merchants had a chance to trade for their yellow and blue. Their livestock fared no better. The animals began developing weeping sores that became infected and killed with a quick fever. That winter, the people of the trough, or view, watched one another waste away as they began to starve. The next harvest was worse. Every last crop had turned mealy and infested before midsummer. By the end of the season, the last of their livestock were dead. The people of the trough watched one another descend into a state of hungry madness, devouring the rotting woods, sloughing from their homes in slimy heaps, and their fine leather belts that once held yellow and blue, now sprouting spores of black mold. The village and its residents were rotting away. A group of villagers approached the beast after the last of their livelihood had perished, slogging through the swamp of waist-high mud to make a plea to the beast. "We are sorry if we have offended you, you mighty creature. Oh, mighty creature. We offer ourselves to you in hopes that our sacrifice will satisfy your hunger." In unison, the villagers submerged themselves into the tarry mud, suffocating in the muck. The beast slept. As the rains from the north continued into their third year, the few remaining people in the trough began to prophesize about the beast. It had come and brought with it great devastation. They could agree. It had brought the rains from the north, and it had brought a rot to the village that would not relent. Squatting in what little remained of their crumbling homes, they dreamt of the day that the beast would be satisfied, when it would wake and leave their valley and allow them to farm the land and trade with the miners for their bits of wealth yet again. "The time will come," they said, "when the beast will wake from its slumber and spread its wings, reaching from one end of the valley to the other, and with a beat of those mighty wings it will ascend aloft a squall." There's a bird up there, folks. Oh, God! Did you see that? With the lightning? The bird? It became a beast. That was creepy. "And the wind will lift away our rot." The villagers waited for this day to come. A generation came and went, born into the rain and long rotten in the moldy dirt. The few survivors had long abandoned hope that the beast would return to its mountain perch. It was perpetual, a manifestation of their loss. The beast slept. Until it did not. The day the beast awoke, the villagers celebrated. They watched it stretch its long, horrible form into shape, hide shuddering as it shook the decades of rain from the thorny scales. They sang to the beast as it stood uncertainly and reared on its haunches, unfolding the scarred leather wings from one end of the valley to the other. The time of the beast's departure had finally arrived. The time had come for the cleansing wind. The beast beat its wings, emitting a tired and ugly groan as it lifted from the sodden earth. With a final sigh, it shot high into the air, sending a great gust of wind through the valley that topped what dismal dwellings remained haphazardly standing. The valley was wiped clean. The villagers were knocked from their feet by the rush of wind. As they struggled upright, they felt the sun on their skin for the first time. They rejoiced, their pale forms dancing in a pitiful display of frailty. They could return to the ways of their ancestors. They could know plenty. They planted their first crop before the grass had even greened, with a newfound acuity for the hunger pains that plagued them constantly. But the grass did not wax green, and the crops did not grow, and the decades of rain from the north had left the earth poisoned. There was no going back. They would not know plenty, nor would they silence the constant muttering of their stomachs. Their rot had been lifted. In its place, sterility. The sun shone, but it was upon a new land, a land turned to jagged, unforgiving slate, where perhaps bits of yellow and blue could be scavenged if one dug deeply enough to find a petrified leather belt. That's the end. You remembered all that? I don't have it with me to read. I obviously remembered it. Do you like it? I did. I'll print you a copy. What were you doing at Grandpa's house today? Don't you want to talk about the story? No? If you liked it, that's all I wanted to know. Oh, it's getting dark, folks. You don't want any feedback? You liked it, so that means it's good. That's feedback. Fair enough. I still have some questions. What? What inspired you to write that? I wanted to write it. But what made you want to? I just wanted to write a story. Fair enough. Will you answer my question now? I answered yours. I was just visiting. But there's no one there to visit. I just wanted to see it. Oh. Why didn't you ask if I wanted to go? Radio off. We can go together tomorrow. Okay. Did you find anything there? Something for you, actually. What is it? A guitar pick. Why would I want a guitar pick? I don't know. It's cool. I don't think so. We can play together. I don't want to. Why not? We used to. That was before. Now I don't care about guitar. Oh. You can keep the guitar pick. I don't want it. I will. Are you crying? What? No. No, I'm not. Is it because that Jesse person kicked you out of your house? Ben, I don't... Or is it because you had to move back home since you couldn't find a job? Mom and Dad are worried about both of those things. They think you are sad because of them. Ben. Okay, Ben, give me the phone. Kelly's crying, and I don't know... And I want to know why. I know, honey, but let me talk to her, please. Come here, bud. Help me wind up this radio so we can listen to the weather report. Did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong, Kelly? No, you're fine. Go help Dad. Okay, I'm sorry you're sad. Hey, Kelly, are you okay? I'm fine. I don't believe you. I don't want to talk about it right now. Okay. Are you close to home? I can't tell. It got really dark. I can't believe the sirens are still going off. This might be the longest tornado warning we've ever had. They're saying 2 more have touched down in the county. Listen, when you get home, we'll all sit down and have a talk. I think we need it. I'd like that. You really can't tell where you are? 5 miles out, maybe? Okay. Make sure you... What's that noise? Kelly, I'm gonna have to let you go. Uh-oh. Mom? Mom, you're breaking up. Ben? Mom? Kelly, Mom? That's not good, folks. That's not good at all. Yeah. Shit. Uh-oh. Kelly's speeding up. Oh, is that home? Did we make it? Oh no. This doesn't seem good, folks. Whoa, okay. That image from the beginning makes more sense. Is the house being, like, lifted into the tornado? That would be madness. Is that what's happening? It kind of makes it seem like it, doesn't it? No. Don't you end it that way. Please don't end it that way. That's terribly depressing. I still have my finger on the drive button. We'll all sit down and have a talk. Completed the main story. Well, that's incredibly sad, folks. End theme, and the wind will lift away our rot. That's a line from Ben's story, folks. Well, if that's... I could still hear the sirens in the background. Folks, that would be incredibly sad if... But I mean, that's what happened, right? The house got lifted into the sky with the tornado. I don't even know what to say. That's a very sad ending for Kelly. Continue to epilogue. Yes. Please. We're not going to stop there, folks. Let's keep going, right? She wished that she had called back then. Oh. I don't like this. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Minnesota. I guess we're going to get some closure on that with this epilogue, right? Oh, that's so sad, though. Ooh. Okay. Call Mom. That's good news. Mom is still alive? We're not even in the car anymore. That's kind of neat. Let's see. Oh, hey, look at that. Hello? Hey, Mom, it's me. Me? Who is me? It can't be Kelly. She never calls. Trying to be funny, Mom? Funny? Me? No, absolutely not. It's an honest question. Okay, I'm sorry. 3 months without a call and it's just sorry? I'm really sorry? You're getting there. It's good to hear your voice. Oh. You too, Mom. What made you finally decide to call? I don't know. I just wanted to. That has to be a first. I'm serious. I just wanted to talk. I believe you. It's just a surprise is all. Are you outside? It sounds like you're in a wind tunnel. Yeah, I'm waiting for my bus. Your brother told me that you guys were going to be getting a snowstorm. You're standing around in that? I'm used to it. I don't think I ever could. But why are you waiting for a bus? You got your car fixed, didn't you? I did, but the roads are pretty bad. And taking the bus is better? How? I'd rather do that than drive in it. If I were you, I'd rather risk in my own heated car than wait around for a bus. How much longer are you stuck out there? It should be here by now. What's keeping it? The roads? That's my guess. Which bus are you waiting for? It's the 404. Couldn't you take another one? You could warm up, maybe. Get a little closer to wherever you're going. That's not how the buses work, Mom. And how would I know that? I'm just trying to help. I didn't say that it was bad advice. That's sweet of you, trying to make me feel better. It's a start, but you have 3 months of unreturned calls to make up for. Don't forget. How many times do I have to say I'm sorry? Oh, I don't know, until I'm tired of hearing it. Great. I might let you off the hook if you can explain yourself. I've been really busy. So busy that you can't take 5 minutes to at least let me know that you're okay? Oh, every time I was going to, something came up. I have trouble believing that, but fine, I'll let it go. What's been taking up so much of your time? That's a 609C. We want the 404. So let's knock it on that bus, folks. Let's see. What's been taking so much of your time? Work? That's part of it. Still at the same place. The coffee shop? Yep. Are you still liking it? Oh, I can't go back the other way. Are you still liking it there? It's all right, I guess. Just all right? Come on now, it's a job and you don't hate it. It's better than I can say. Why is this in brackets? Oh, there's that bird again. No, that's a different bird. I swear that you liked working for the dog groomer. Oh no. There's a reason we never had a dog, Kelly. I hate dogs. I guess it makes sense now that I think about it. What's happening? But a job's a job. It pays the bills. What was that about just then? So I've heard. So is the coffee shop really so busy that it takes up all of your time? You'd be surprised. People must want their coffee when it's that cold. And then some. Will you be able to get any time off for the holidays? You promised you'd come home this year. Oh no, I didn't come home, remember? Oh, this is sad. No, I don't want to think about it like that. As soon as I can. Great. Do you already have a plane ticket? I was just going to drive. What about your car? Wait, was it fixed? For crying out loud, Kelly. Kelly, make up your damn mind. Oh, no. I really can't remember. Either way, I don't trust it on the road for such a long drive. I'd much rather you fly. You don't trust the car, or you don't trust my driving? Both. I've seen you talk on your phone while you drive. That's really dangerous, you know. I hardly ever do that. Fine. Yeah, I'll look at plane tickets. When will you be able to fly out? After the semester is finished up? Yep. When's that going to be? Just a couple more weeks. That's sooner than I thought. Are your classes going all right? It's been a tough semester. Nope, that's not our bus either. They're going pretty well. That's great. I knew that getting a tutor would help. I should have gotten one sooner. Cut yourself a break, Kelly. That can't be you can't be perfect. Why am I pretending that everything is okay? No, I don't want it to be that way. I really don't. Does that mean you'll be able to graduate in the spring? That's the plan. We'll have to start planning a trip up for your graduation. It might take some work on your dad to get him up and moving so he can be ready to travel, but your graduation should be good motivation for him. Okay, just stop. What? This is the conversation that you wish you could have had. But it isn't true. And? I don't know. I wish I could have told you then. Then tell me. I'm not doing well this semester, Mom. What? My grades are terrible. Is everything okay? Yeah, I'm fine. It's just the classes I'm taking are difficult. I thought you were looking forward to this semester, especially that photography class. You bought that expensive camera and everything. It turns out my teacher hates me. Come on now, Kelly. I'm sure he doesn't hate you. Believe me, she does. Oh, sorry, I just assumed. Never mind. What makes you so sure she hates you? She's always singling me out. Excuse me? Continue. I don't know what happened there. Maybe she's just trying to push you harder than the others. Well, what are you doing wrong? What does she want from you? She wants me to be more daring. She wants me to be more experimental. Experimental? Like Picasso or something? Not exactly. It's actually... Oh, yeah, sure, Picasso. Keeping it simple from me, huh? I won't argue. How do you plan to go about being more experimental? I have no idea. Couldn't you just fake it? I mean, explain why what you're doing is experimental without it being completely true. I could. You don't sound thrilled about the idea. I don't want to phone it in. That's admirable, I guess, but don't forget the priorities here. A grade is a grade. That's such a sad answer. I'm working on it. Good. I hope you have a plan. I just have to do well on my final project. You will. I have a feeling. Here's hoping. What about the rest of your classes? Is there anything that you can do to help those grades out? What's with all the questions, Mom? I'm just trying to understand what's going on. I don't think I can save them. We can't go through this again, Kelly. You said that you would get your grades up so you could graduate. Is something else going on? Are you doing okay? I'm fine. Then what's the deal? The classes are just tough. No, they weren't. Oh, man. But I didn't... You had more going on than you ever told me. Don't you want to talk to me about it? I'd want to listen. I'd want to help. Okay. Talk to me, Kelly. I want to be here for you. I want to help. I feel like I'm alone here. Alone? But I thought you had friends up there. You told me about Hannah, and Kyle and his boyfriend. And hell, what about Jesse? Jesse and I are having problems. What kind of problems? Oh, Jesse's a he or a she? She's been distant? Distant how? Like you never see her? No, we've been living together. This is news to me. Do I even want to know how long this has been going on? Not that long. We'll have a talk about that little secret another time. What's the issue then? We never really talk. At all? Well, we just not about anything substantial. So you mean about life's mysteries and your future and all that? Not exactly, but you get the point. Maybe she's as busy and exhausted as you are. That's the thing I don't know. Oh, that's the thing, I don't know. You don't ask? I have, I just get vague answers. You think she's keeping something from you? Maybe. Then confront her about it. I know that you're not spineless, Kelly. I don't know why I'm scared to. I don't want to get into another argument. So you two have been arguing again? Not a lot, no. But enough to make you want to avoid it. That doesn't sound like a good relationship to me. You definitely don't seem happy. I don't think either of us are. That's the real issue then, isn't it? Or it could be better. Either way, I think you two definitely need to talk. So that's what's been getting to you? Or is there more? Isn't that enough? I didn't say it wasn't, Kelly. I just don't want you to feel like you can't talk about anything else that's bothering you. There's Kyle and Peter. What about them? I hardly hear from them anymore. Why's that? They moved to Florida. And you don't keep in touch? We did for a while. What changed? Nothing. I know how that goes. It reminds me of what happened with Gracie. You remember her, right? Yeah, what about her? I knew you would. She moved to Chicago a couple of years ago. I did not know that. It's just one of those things that's never come up. Anyway, we promised to keep in touch, and for a while, we did. But it's hard to maintain something like that, you know? People have their own lives. They just drift apart. It still sucks. You're right, it really does. So is that all that's getting to you, or is there more? There's Hannah. How's she doing? She got married. Oh, good for her. I guess so. She seemed happy. Seemed? She still is, for all I know. You're not keeping in touch? I haven't seen her in months. Why's that? The guy she married is a jerk. So you're avoiding her because of him. Not exactly. Is she avoiding you? That's the feeling I get. If she's avoiding you, don't blame yourself. Marriage is a tricky thing. You can't always see what's going on from the outside. I know, but it's hard not to. I think you should give her a call sometime, now that I know you still know how to use a phone. Who knows, maybe she'll come back around. She's bound to start missing some of her friends. I hope so. I do too. And between Hannah, Jesse, and the boys, I can understand why you'd feel... Is abandoned the right word? It works. I'm sorry, Kelly, I wish you didn't feel that way. I don't even know how I got this far. What do you mean? I didn't even notice it happening. ... It was like I just woke up one day and everything was different. Why didn't you try to stop it? I don't know. I do. It was because it felt inevitable. What's happening? It's getting dark. And I felt stuck telling the same story over and over again. Everyone else had moved on with their lives, but not me. And the whole time you never once thought to call home. It wasn't that simple. Is this really the conversation that you wish you would have had with me? That you wish you would have had with me? You took over the conversation. What am I supposed to do? How could I have done that? Question after question after question. Do we have to go through this every time? I don't know what you mean. You're the one who asked for all of this, and you're trying to act like I'm in the wrong. Well. Oh no. Tornado sirens and storms, folks. Oh please, you're just ashamed to say that you wanted this to happen. That you wanted your problems to feel important. What? You knew that I was having a hard time. You knew that all of us were, and instead of acting like you cared about all the things we were going through, you decided to bitch and moan about all of your stupid problems instead. Stop, please. Your dad nearly died. Weeks went by when I didn't have anyone to talk to. Ben tried to help, but he doesn't understand how. I'm sorry. Did it ever occur to you that maybe I needed someone to talk to? Mom, please, I didn't raise you to be so selfish or ungrateful. And the whole time you're throwing your future away because you're sad? What the hell is wrong with you? It wasn't... Your dad and I worked to give you every opportunity we didn't have. I never had the chance to go to college, but you turn around and end up back where we were, interviewing for your dad's old job because what? You just couldn't handle it? Can we just go back to how we were talking before? Why? This is what you're really thinking. Deep down, buried beneath all of the other garbage you're holding on to. Please. Just tell me why you didn't call. Admit it. You were selfish, self-absorbed. You didn't care. That's not true. Then why didn't you call? Why would I? So I could list the ways I was a disappointment? ... Or to hear all the ways that your lives were falling apart? ... And how there was nothing that I could do to help? ... Or to remind myself that I was completely on my own? Still ... I was terrified. You and Dad were always there for me. Then everything changed. I wanted to prove I could make it on my own, that you didn't need to worry about me. But I failed. I failed and I was terrified to ask for help. This is very, very sad. Because for the first time in my life, I didn't feel like you had any help to give. Just say something, please. You're done? I'm done. Why are you torturing yourself? Because I could have done better. We all could have. What makes you think you should carry all of the blame? I could have just called. You think a single phone call would have made everything different? It would have helped. Sure, but you didn't, and there's no changing it now. And we managed. We kept going. So stop playing the martyr and finish our conversation. Okay. This is the one part you're always, This is the one part you always get exactly right, you know? What part? You can always talk to me, Kelly. I hate that you feel like you're like you're out there all by yourself. There's a lot going on here. I know. There's a lot going on here, I know, but I always have time for you. I don't want to burden you. It's not a burden. I'm sorry I haven't called. It's okay. I'm not mad. Oh, that's our bus, folks. Getting on my bus now, Mother. My bus is here. You should get on this one. You've been standing out in the cold long enough. But I haven't even asked about Dad. He's doing fine. He's healing. Starting to get around on his crutches. It's been a slow process, but he's getting there. How is Ben doing in school? Ben? He's definitely having problems, but that isn't anything new. It's nothing that your dad and I can't handle. We'll figure it out. If there's anything I can do... Stop it, Kelly. Get on that damn bus. Okay. I love you, Kelly. I love you too, Mom. Love you too. Goodbye, Kelly. Until next time. Goodbye. ... Hang up. I guess. I wonder if I could have got on any of those other buses. I'm just curious. Okay, well that got immensely dark for a while there, folks. Oh no. There's a house again. Destroyed. So I'm still not positive. Like, it really made it seem like they definitely did die in that tornado. But then right at the end there, it seemed like maybe they didn't. And she was just falling into something. I don't know. I really don't know. That's very interesting. Oop. Until next time, complete the epilogue. And I did. Anything else? Oop, here we go. 3 times around. Took a walk. I did take a walk. More achievements? Nope, that's it. Okay, well, folks, again, I apologize for such a long video, but that was very interesting, wasn't it? It just kind of kept going, and I couldn't stop. Is there anything else? I'm not sure. Maybe? Just give it a second, folks. We will see. We are loading. Perhaps? Okay, I think that's pretty much it, folks. Well, that was a hell of a trip, wasn't it? Thanks for sticking with me to the very end, if you did. I appreciate that. Thanks for even sticking with it for a while, if you did. That's really nice of you. I know it's a long video, but it was an interesting game, though. It definitely was. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know your thoughts on the whole situation of what happened or what might have happened or what your interpretation of everything was. Please, I would love to know. And that's pretty much going to be it for me, folks. I would like to thank the developers again for giving me a copy of this game for the Xbox One to play. I really appreciate that. And otherwise, I suppose I'll let you go, folks. Thanks very much for joining me for another Let's Play, and I shall see you next time. Take care, folks.